Hi guys, and welcome to London. What do you do when your body just seems like it isn't on your side? Hi guys, and welcome to this week's action shift. So I'm in London right now, here with Eric at the Year 2 Franklin Method teacher training, which has been absolutely incredible. So in this week's video, I'm answering a question for Elise, who asked, how the hell to practice self-acceptance when you are sick all the time and you want to be able to live and do all the things you dream of? Question mark, exclamation mark. And this doesn't have to be just for being sick. It could be any other challenge that you seem like you keep hitting up against. And if you have the awareness of knowing there is an acceptance that needs to happen in order for us to move through and live the life we dream of, how do we connect into that when it can be so frustrating because we keep hitting up against the same thing over and over? Knowing that we need to find acceptance in order to move through things is actually a blessing and a curse. The blessing is obviously that there is an awareness, an evolution in our knowing that there is something that we need to find a harmony with in order to move through it. We know that just fighting against the thing isn't the answer. But it's a curse because when you're trying to find acceptance, it's very easy to go into the place where you're annoyed at yourself at the fact that you're not accepting it and you're trying to make yourself accept it, but then you can't really accept it. And are you really accepting that? But you need to, and you need to be more involved than this. And I really should be finding that place where I'm just zen with it all, but you're not. But then you try to, and it's, yeah. So what is true acceptance and what are we accepting? So I had my own lesson of this about 10 days ago when I was off on a trip with Eric to Panama. I'd been so looking forward to this trip. I'd been super busy and really just wanting to enjoy my time with him, my time away. And what happens the day before I leave? I get sick. And what's even more ironic is that's also the time that I sent out the video about the flu shot. It was really a big cosmic joke. There was the universe saying, haha, there you go, talking about being healthy and healing, and here you are having to accept the fact that at the worst possible time you are now having to surrender to being sick. And it's that resistance to the what is which keeps that emotional charge that prevents us from being able to find acceptance. So how do we move through it? Because if you can't make yourself accept and flat out resisting it doesn't work, how do we get there? And for me, the answer was in the true letting go. The true letting go of all of the thoughts, all of the expectations, and all of the how I should be, and allowing myself to be pissed and sick and frustrated and feeling the feelings of being human that allowed me to find this like connection and surrender and love for the human nature and evolution that allowed me to move through to this place where on the other side there was such a blessing and a gratitude for this experience, because ultimately life is about becoming free, and not free from the pain and the turmoil, but free when we are amongst it. And so the times when we can support ourselves, still stay present with ourselves, even when we're observing situations and responses and thoughts and emotions that we don't like, but not beating ourselves up for having those experiences. It's certainly not easy, but the more we can practice it and find there is a gift and a blessing in each and every challenge, the more we are accepting the heaviness, not because we want to change it, but because we're really allowing it. And in that way we find this true surrender of complete letting go, and through that we can come out the other side. So we're gonna do a little UHP session and see what is ready to shift and support our bodies so that we can feel that more. So we've got fear, that if I accept the way it is, it's going to stay the way it is. It's linking to memories of our childhood where we learned that we had to put on a brave face and that we weren't allowed to express ourselves in certain ways. We weren't allowed to be frustrated, we weren't allowed to be upset. And however wonderful our parents or our teachers or our mentors were, there's still always an expectation of how we should be. And that's not wrong, it's part of development as a human. And yet there also comes a time where we're needing to let go of the what I'm allowed to be, so that we can fully and completely heal those expectations. Okay, so we're going to tap over our heads and over heart and take nice deep breaths. So we've got fear that if I accept the way it is, it's gonna stay that way and I won't be able to change it. So fear of accepting the way it is, the challenge, the frustration, the sickness, the perpetual grrr. So you're going to take nice deep breaths and just imagine that. So it's like, okay, if I accept it, it's going to stay like this. And breathe, and then that's linking to memories of childhood, whether you consciously remember them or not. Just kind of imagine back to those times of, you know, even they're like, are you okay? How can I make you happy? Or, you know, the people around us who want us to be happy and feel good, which is wonderful. And yet when we don't feel that way, then they're like, well, is there something wrong with me? Like, should I not? Is that bad? And kind of the judgment on the different aspects of what we all experience, the emotions, the ups and the downs. So just noticing how you feel in this moment. Just take some nice deep breaths. And just notice if there's any shift, any change in relationship to the challenge, to the thing that has felt so frustrating and so limiting. And just notice if there is indeed any more feeling of acceptance, because true acceptance, you can't do it. It's almost the part of you that tries to do it is the part that keeps getting you in the challenge itself. So it's almost a letting yourself totally surrender to this deeper acceptance that is beyond you being your like conscious personality thoughts. So I would love to know how this feels and what is going on for you. What are your challenges? What are the things that you're trying to accept, and how does it feel? Do you have any strategies to support yourself or to support others to be able to move through these things? I would love to know. Please share them for me and also all of our community. If you enjoyed this video, I would love if you would share it with your friends. Please like it. Also, if you have a question, please leave it in the comments or post it to me on Facebook or Instagram, and I would love to make you a video. If you want to be following all my adventures, then make sure you are following me over on Instagram at Laura Hames Franklin. I am posting there, posting my stories, so you can see my adventures there, and I will see you next week. I will probably be back in New York. So I hope that you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon. Mwah! Thanks for watching, and bye!